second BA Part 2 Literature students. Today I shall be dealing with your story Under the Banyan Tree by R.K. Narayan. So we will discuss the story in detail and even the question answers we shall be discussing. So first of all I'll just give you the short introduction to R.K. Narayan. R.K. Narayan was not only a novelist, he is very famous for his novel, The Financial Expert, The Guide, which is already prescribed in the Rajasthan University PG course and even the graduation course. And he was not only a novelist, he was also a cartoonist, he was also a short story writer. So he was multifaceted genius. And because of him, because of R.K. Narayan, so our English literature writers, Indo-Angling writers, due to him we have got a lot of respect for Indian writers writing in English. So, and most of his books like Malgudi Days, the documentary, and the books Swami and his friends. So these are just even even layman may be knowing him because he writes so fluently, and he writes for the common people, he writes about the common issues. So that's what. So born in 1906, died in 2001. So due to Malgudi Days, he is very famous not only in South but throughout India. And his full name was Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer, and he has also received many prestigious awards in literature. So this story, Under the Banyan Tree, is taken from the book Under the Banyan Tree. So this particular story, and so I'll just tell you the story in short. What is it about? So this story is about Nambi the storyteller, and he lives in the village, Somel village, where not more than 300 citizens, denizens are there. And but that particular village, as we generally read about the villages, they are full of greenery. We are generally spoken about the natural vegetation of the village, but this particular story, what we feel is like these people are more of they are living under the enchantership of Nambi, because there are many problems in this village, but they forget their problems because Nambi is such a good storyteller that they are enchanted by him, and they are not bothered about the problems which they face, the problem of the stagnant water and so many other problems existing in the rural areas. So the story is very impressive from that point of view. So the whole village, they are not bothered about their problems, but they are always interested in the storytelling of Nambi. And Nambi, though he is an illiterate guy, but even then, in a month he can, concoct one story and tell the people. And because in the villages generally they never have other means of entertainment, so if there is a person who can relate stories to them in such an enchanting way, so for them there is nothing like it, so they all, whenever Nambi, he lights a lamp under the banyan tree, so everybody comes to know that this month now, this Friday, Nambi is going to tell us a story. And they all want their household chores to be completed fast, and then they go and gather there, and they listen to the story, the old children, the elderly, so everyone. So now this story is one more thing, like R.K. Narayan, when he writes the story, he writes in such a lucid, in such a flowy style. There is even a layman can understand it, but it is full of there is a lot of literary richness in his writing. Like in this story also, at the end of the story, what you find, there is irony at the end of the story, because Nambi is a great storyteller. Okay, so because his profession is telling story. And by the end of the novel, by the end of the story, he says that today is the day I'll be presenting my last story, and it will be very interesting. But that was the day when he announces that he is going to stop telling the story. So that is the irony, So the irony is also very well reflected at the end of the story. So I will just read out the few important incidents from the story now. The village sawmill. So how does it start? The village sawmill, nestling away in the forest tracts of Mempi, had a population of less than 300. It was in every way a village to make the heart of a rural reformer sing. This is what I was telling you. It stank, a small expanse of water right in the middle of the village, served for drinking, bathing and washing the cattle, and it bred malaria, typhoid and heaven knew what else. The cottages sprawled anyhow, and the lanes twisted and wriggled up and down and strangled each other. The population used the highway as the refuse ground, and in the backyard of every house drained water stagnated in green pottage. So what we find when the story begins, so writer is not very much interested in telling you about the rich vegetation of the rural area, whereas he is more into how he has said the story. He is more into the problems which are confronting this village. But Nambi, now see the introduction to Nambi. Such was the village. It is likely that the people of the village were insensitive, but it is more than likely that they never noticed their surroundings, because they lived in a kind of perpetual enchantment. The enchanter was Nambi the storyteller. Yes, because they are so much engrossed in their day-to-day living, and then they know that at the end of the week they will have a story from Nambi. Now see, though he is an illiterate, Nambi, but written word is a mystery to him. But because he is now, where is Nambi living? Nambi is living in a small temple, and there is one idol of goddess in the temple, and he does daily worship to the mother goddess, and on Fridays he offers red flowers and red vermilion to mother. And then when there is full moon day, because he can concoct a story monthly, so on full moon day he goes to the banyan tree, and the neck of the tree he just keeps he lights a lamp, and everybody comes to know that today Nambi is going to tell the story. So everybody is excited, and they feel that they will have so much of entertainment, because in that village there is no other means of amusement in the village. So now what happened? Now this particular story, under the banyan tree, because he's the story, under the banyan tree is just like we have clubhouses, people gather there, they have their stories, they tell their own experiences. So here, whenever Nambi is going to tell this story, so everybody collects it. It's like a clubhouse. It's a meeting point for the village people. Everybody comes to know what is happening with the with the children, with the elderly, with the ladies of the village. So it's a meeting point for all the people. So it's very interesting place, and people are very eager for that particular day. Now what happens in this story? Now in this story, because Nambi he thinks that I am blessed by the mother goddess. That is why I can tell monthly, I can concoct a story and tell to my villagers. So he is very proud of that. But now what happens? This particular story, what happens? So again, he wants to tell a story to the villagers. So villagers collect, and what happens when he is telling the story? He begins that, there was a king Vikramaditya and his minister, and then suddenly, there is a break. So Nambi is very much, he's very much astonished at why this is happening to me today. Maybe Mother Goddess, she's not happy with me today, and actually I am blessed by Mother, he feels. And why this is, because now what has happened, Nambi has become old, and with old age, his memory and he has become quite weak, and mentally also maybe he is exhausted, but he doesn't realize this. Okay, so then he feels sorry, and he tells all the villagers that maybe even villagers feel that maybe he is not feeling well, that is why he cannot tell us the story properly. So again he calls them the second time. So second time he is very happy because 1 hour he could speak very fluently, and after that, and he feels that I am blessed again by Mother Goddess. And but suddenly what happens? Again he stops. So he says, now he calls them third time, that also happens the same way. But now he says, he goes and announces in the village that today I am going to tell a story which will be the story of lifetime, and it will be my greatest story. So because people had generally become, they used to think now Nambi, he cannot tell the story properly. So people had become sort of, interest was waning, people were not coming to him. But when he goes and announces himself, so everybody in the village, they gather there under the banyan tree. So now here comes the irony. The irony is, so I'll just read out those lines, I'll just quote. Next day he went up and down the village street shouting, I have a most wonderful tale to tell tonight. Come one and all, don't miss it. This personal appeal had a great effect. At night a large crowd gathered under the banyan. They were happy that the storyteller had regained his powers. Nambi came out of the temple when everyone had settled and said, it is the mother who gives the gifts, and it is she who takes away the gifts. Nambi is a daughter. Yes, he feels that now I have grown old and I have grown weak. So he speaks when the mother has anything to say. He is struck dumb when she has nothing to say. But what is the use of the jasmine when it has lost its scent? That means he wants to say that I have lost my power of storytelling. So what is the lamp for when the oil is gone? So now he has accepted the fact that I have become old. That is what. Goddess be thanked. These are my last words. So this is the irony which prevails in this story. These are my last words on this earth, and this is my greatest story. So irony is here. So this is not his greatest story. This is his greatest silence. He rose and went into the sanctum. His audience hardly understood what he meant. They sat there till they became weary, tired, and then some of them got up and stepped into the sanctum. There the storyteller sat with his eyes shut. Aren't you going to tell us a story? They asked. He opened his eyes, looked at them, and shook his head. He indicated by gesture that he had spoken his last words. So students, now already I had given you one more lecture on this story. So today I would even like to discuss the question answers at back of your story. Now see the first question. What do you understand by the word enchanter? Why does the author call Nambi an enchanter? I told you in the beginning that people, though there were so many problems prevailing in the village, but because they were so much, enchanted by Nambi, that they had forgotten their problems. That is why he is called an enchanter. Now see the second question. Why does Nambi stop telling stories at the end? Just now I told you, he himself confesses that I have become a daughter. I don't have that much energy left, and because of my old age, I have started, fumbling down. I cannot, I cannot remember the story, recollect the story, recapitulate it, and cannot coherently present the story. So he has accepted that. Now see the third question. How has Narayan portrayed village life? I told you, he doesn't portray the village life in a very optimistic way, whereas we get a negative viewpoint. Now, how old is Nambi? What is his method of telling his age? Now he feels, because nowhere you find that age in numbers like he is 80, he is 90, but now we come to know that he is still. Now see the fifth question. What is the frequency with which Nambi can create a story, and how long does his narration last? Yes, his narration lasted many hours, many days also. But now, and he took nearly 1 month to form a story. But everything has changed. Where does Nambi live? I told you he lived in a temple. Described his daily routine and the ritual performed on Friday evenings. Yes, he performed worship to Mother Goddess. Now, seventh question. How do the villagers look upon Nambi? What is their opinion of the man? Yes, villagers thought him to be a very pious and a very, a man who had a lot of knowledge. That is what they had idea about him. Why does Nambi say, age, what is my age? It has come on suddenly. Yes, because when he starts forgetting, he cannot, eloquently tell the tale, then he realizes, I have become old. Describe the second day of Nambi's failure to tell the story. Students, I will just read out the second storytelling incident. So I'll just read out. He lit the lamp in the next day. The crowd assembled under the banyan faithfully. Nambi had spent the whole day in meditation, because he was thinking that maybe somewhere, I have fallen short and a mother is angry with me. He had been fervently praying to the goddess not to desert him, because he feels deserted, because he cannot concoct a story. He began the story. He fervently, this is the second time storytelling. He went on for an hour without a stop. He felt greatly relieved, so much so that he interrupted his narration to remark, "Oh friends, the mother is always kind." I was seized with a foolish fear and continued the story. In a few minutes, he felt dried up. He struggled hard. And then, what happened? He stammered. There followed a pause lasting an hour. The audience rose without a word and went home. The old man sat on the stone, brooding till the cock crew. I can't blame them for it, he muttered to himself. Can they sit down here and mope all night? 2 days later, he gave another installment of the story. So, the second storytelling session ends like that. So, the 10th question is, describe Nambi's late life after he stops telling stories. Do the villagers reject him? Actually, nobody rejects him. People still have a lot of respect for him. So I'll just read out the last few lines of the story. When he felt hungry, he walked into any cottage and silently sat down for food and walked away the moment he had eaten. Beyond this, he had hardly anything to demand of his fellow beings. Still they respect him, still they give him food. The rest of his life, he lived for a few more years, was one great consummate silence. So the story ends here, students. So one of the most important essay type questions which you can receive, and I have discussed it with you. So what is the irony and how does Narayan use it in this story? I told you the greatest story which he says, the greatest story which I am going to tell of my lifetime, it turns out to be the greatest silence of his lifetime. So this is the irony present in the story. So you just have to elaborate on that. Thank you, students. Tomorrow I shall be discussing the third story. Thank you for your patience for today. Thank you so much.